Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to my final part in this recent decluttering series of mine. Sorry this one took a little longer to come out. I just lost the motivation to declutter, and in the past when I pushed through that, I got rid of things that I just really regretted. So I really learned my lesson that time around and I don't mess with that anymore. Today's final part is tackling my eye makeup drawer. So this drawer holds all of my eyeshadow palettes, my single shadows, cream shadows, everything to do with eyes. It's in this drawer. It's a little hectic right now. So grab some water, grab a snack, and let's get to organizing. I'm going to start with this set of smaller palettes. First off, I have these two palettes from Urban Decay. They're both kind of a similar thing, both Moon Dust palettes. This came out a few years ago and this was this past Christmas season. I actually prefer this quad version, although I think there's like basically the exact same shades in here. I just prefer being able to see what shadows are in here and the more compact style as opposed to this one. I'll get rid of this one. I've got a few Charlotte Tilbury palettes here. Which ones do I got? This one is like one of my all-time favorite small eyeshadow palettes, also because it has a very unique finish to the shadows. As you can see, they're not completely matte or satin or shimmery anything. They just have like a glowy look to them. So it always offers like a more ethereal makeup look. I love this palette. I won't be getting rid of this one. It's called the Super Nudes Easy Eye Palette. Now for these, I'll get rid of this one. It's completely untouched. It's 4 satins. I don't really see myself really picking this up or thinking about it, so I'll pass that one on. Now these two, I obviously really love this kind of glossy glitter here. Ooh, it is so pretty. So pretty. Wow. I think I'll keep this one, and I think I'm going to let go of this little quad. I rarely ever use it anymore. It's the Desert Haze palette, but I'll keep this one. The Exaggerize has some pretty colors in there, and that's just a winner. I have two Kevyn Aucoin. These are both very pretty, but I always go for this palette here. That's in the shade Light, but I'm going to let go of this one, Medium. I have these two Romand palettes that I'm happy I'm reminding myself of because I completely wiped these out of my brain. I think they're really cute. This is like a kind of pressed glitter palette, and this one is really pretty. Some really gorgeous, cool colors in here. This is the Dreamy Lilac Garden 09 palette, and this is Light and Glitter Garden palette. I'll keep both of these. This Dasic palette, this is in Muted Nuts. I think I am going to let go of it because there's so many neutral palettes, and this is kind of a lighter pigmentation level than I would typically want for me. I know like kind of a softer, less pigmented shadow is very popular in Korea. I want some more punch if I'm going for these kind of neutrals, so I'm going to pass this one along. This one, same kind of thing, but I do really like this one, and it kind of reminds me of Steve. I just, for some reason, have a connection to this palette. So I gotta keep it. Another one with a little Steve. I'm gonna start crying. Okay, this is the Sugar Pill Fun Size Mini Color Palette. Such a fun one for like brighter looks. I always think of this one if I'm doing something a little bit more out there. I need to keep it. This is such a fun one and a very underrated palette, especially if you are a Black Honey lover. They have an eyeshadow palette with some really flattering shades. I want to whip this out more often, so I'm going to keep this as well. This is a very little nifty palette. This is something I often travel with. It's the Melt Cosmetics little neutral brown stack, but it comes with some really nice neutral shades in a very lightweight paper packaging. So these are all the colors in there. They're super cute, very beautiful shades. This is one of my favorite products that Melt has come out with. This one I'm going to let go of. It's something I don't really think of and I don't know if I'll use. I love this little glowish palette from Huda Beauty. It has such nice greens in here, and these greens don't really turn out gray. When you use them on your eyes, they actually look like what they do in the pan. One of my favorite green-based shadow palettes of all time. This was like such a winner for me last summer. I need to whip this out this summer. It's really nice. Just like a softer little palette with 3 shimmers, or 1 glitter, 2 satins, and a matte. Kind of like an easy eye palette. Very, very easy for every day. It's the Laguna Quad eyeshadow palette. Now I've got a few little palettes here. These are like Nabla single shadow palettes that you can customize yourself. I just have a bunch of fun things in here, as well as some, these little square ones are Half Magic eyeshadows and they're so pretty. I actually brought these to Mexico for like funner looks that week. But yeah, I'm gonna keep all of these. There's some really, really unique shades in here. Like the Nabla multi-chromes are so fun and very rich. Like, look at that. Very creamy and beautiful to work with. I love these more like iridescent sheer ones, but they're like colorful ones like these go crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all of these. They're very interchangeable and customizable, like a very handy thing for me to keep. Ooh, I have these little matte palettes from Huda Beauty. I forgot about these, but I remember having a massive phase with them. I like could not put them down forever. Oh yeah, I'm getting reminded of these formulas in here. Like there's like this cream hybrid formula that's super, super lovely. I'm really drawn to this palette here. I think I'll keep both of them. I don't have like that many palettes that have like a really orangey base to them, or like a very berry cool toned base to them either. So I'll keep these. This is one of the newer palettes from Charlotte Tilbury. It's in the colorway Digital Lilac. I actually really enjoyed these purples. I think purple eyeshadows can be a little finicky, but this one was pretty good. So I'll keep this guy too. And this one's so fun. Although it's like, what the heck, outside of like the Halloween season, but these shades are really, really lovely. Super intense, rich, crazy colors that are quite rare. I have these two eyeshadow palettes from M Cosmetics. I think I'm gonna let these ones go. I don't really think of them, and I feel like I have a lot of repeat shades in my collection. Now I have these really fun Kaleidos palettes. Let's see what I got here. So I've got this one, I think it's called like Coffee Date. I don't know if they have the names on them anywhere. They don't. Okay, so I have this Cold Brew maybe? I feel like it's Cold Brew, but that's a really pretty one. Really nice neutrals. I have this super cool toned one. Ooh, I don't really know if I'd really use this one if I'm honest. This is a maybe. This one's a for sure keep, like one of my all-time favorite palettes. Like these colors are so pretty and so unique. And then there's this one that feels very similar to the other, these two. I prefer this one because it has a pretty lilac and like a really pretty shimmery black shadow. And these are really pretty too. I don't know if I have a connection to this specific one. Oh, this one does have the name Flowing Haze is going bye-bye, but this one, Twilight Rush, I'm keeping. This other one here was Glowing Iris. So I'm keeping 4, getting rid of that one. This is possibly the only corner of my collection that was organized already, so I'm not actually going to touch this. But in here I have all of my About Face fluid eye paints. Here I have my little Half Magic Beauty eye paints. Really, really fun colors. I have a variety of finishes too, like some shimmery ones. Ooh, this is actually a cute combo I pulled. So like a nice green that matches my nails kind of. That's in the shade Frogalina. Slay. And this one is ASMR. Kind of like a green shimmer. Really, really nice. I also have my About Face pigments here in 3 different shades. Oops. Almost just became 2 and a disaster. So these 3 shades, like this really nice Juniper Leaf, Saint Ceremony, and Out of Body. Really, really pretty. And I also squeezed in these 2 Patrick Ta glitter shadows duos. These are the only ones that really caught my attention out of the collection. We Need Better Lighting and Still at the Club. I love this duo here. I'll put the more satin one on my whole lid, and then I'll kind of exaggerate the glow with the glitter on top. Create something very pretty. I've got a ton of these Flower Nose palettes. which I have quite a big soft spot for these. I think they're so stunning, and the formulas are actually so good as well. My favorite things is the finishes that they have in all of these palettes. They have some really gorgeous shimmers. I want to touch these ones. So really, really pretty glitters and satins. These ones are a little bit more iridescent topper vibes, but the more pastel eyeshadows that they have in the palettes actually have really good pigmentation. Oftentimes with more pastel colors, you need to like fight for them to look even or show up, but these ones work pretty well in my experience. There's a few palettes here that kind of look similar. When I got rid of that Basic palette, I was kind of envisioning this one in comparison. Although these have kind of a similar vibe, like less pigmentation, the shimmers in this one are so gorgeous, but the mattes still have decent payoff. I love this one. That is Eden's Angel 01. This is a really fun, like more badassery type palette. I really love the contrast in this palette with the red and these like more grungy colors. So nice. I created a really fun look with that. I think this is my most reached for out of all my Flower Nose palettes. I guess it's just like an easy peasy palette. I think I might keep all of them if I'm being completely honest. Like I can't get rid of any of these. Too drawn to them, too beautiful. And sometimes I struggle with getting rid of eyeshadow palettes because I like to do like a shop my stash situation once in a while, or I want to start a series like where I recreate some more outlandish Pinterest makeup, and sometimes I'm going to need some of these shades. So these are the Makeup by Mario palettes. Probably my top favorites ever, like the Master Mattes Warm and the Neutrals. I use these constantly. These don't even live in that eyeshadow palette drawer. They actually live on my makeup desk that I get ready at every day, just because of how much I use them. Major, major faves. You can just like build any look with both of these. Ooh, this is a treat. Oh my gosh, this is the Danessa Myricks Lightning. Whoa, the lighting in here is making it hard for me to read this. Lightwork Volume 5 palette. But so many fun, crazy colors to work with in this. Like so many fun finishes and textures. Like it's truly a delight. Unreal. Like I can't get enough of this color called Enough. Or this one on my finger. Like, aren't these wild? I'm gonna have to have a shower after this video, I know it. But that's a keep. I have my Pat McGrath palettes. Let's open them all up. I doubt I'm gonna get rid of any of these. These are quite sentimental to me. I periodically get comments from people saying like, what's the tea with you and Pat McGrath? Like I feel like you never, oh no, the black shadow broke. That was unfortunate, but I'm happy I caught that. Of course, it was like the darkest, most pigmented shadow. It made such a mess, but what was the tea with Pat McGrath? I don't have tea with Pat McGrath. I feel like slowly the brand kind of got uninspired, or it felt uninspired, which ended up uninspiring me. But I feel like these palettes really encapsulate like the best of Pat McGrath. Like they're so pretty with the variety of finishes. I feel like she really revolutionized the beauty industry with these, in the sense that we didn't really see that many palettes with so many different finishes quite yet. Like we saw some shimmers and some mattes, but these, like every shimmer is a different formula. So that was really, really cool to me at the time. These are still very special. I like to reach for them for certain like shop my stashes or for specific looks. They're definitely not catered for me for every day, but they are still so special to me. I think they look like art. This one was my first one I ever bought. I spent so much money on it. Oh my gosh, it was such an investment, but oof, love it. So pretty. I don't know which one's my favorite. I can't decide, but I'm keeping all 4 of these. Another sentimental one, I think this was like my first high-end eyeshadow palette ever. I think, yeah, it definitely was. This is the newer release of it, so it's a little bit changed, a little bit updated since, but I'm keeping this. It's such a classic. Whenever I use this, I'm like, oh, my eyes look so good. So many Melt Cosmetics palettes. Okay, they're not all going to fit on screen. Okay. This is the Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours 2 palette. I really like the color story in this, some really nice cool tones, and these really, really pretty reds, which is definitely the reason why I'm keeping this palette. I remember these reds being really, really nicely formulated. So keeping that one. I think for me, the hype of Melt Cosmetics, or like the height of their line for me, was the Day of the Dead collection. Like these two palettes here, wow. Stunning colors. I was thinking of getting rid of them, but I can't part with them. And there's so many unique shades in here that I don't really have anywhere else in my collection. And like, how gorgeous is that? And they magnetize together. So cool. This one is the Rust palette. I used to have like the biggest heart for this one. I don't know if I do anymore. I feel like I could let go of it. I am really over the color mustard, if I'm being honest. And I feel like these rich browns I have basically everywhere else. I feel like there isn't a color here that I'm like, oh, I really need to keep this for something unique in the future. I don't know. I'm gonna part with it. I love this one, this Smoke Sessions palette. Oof, this is a newer one. The previous one I had, I like used till it was like so dead and gross. But I love the two sides of this, like this more turquoise side and this really diesel-y, grungy olive green side. So pretty. Keeping this one. This is a fun one for like more bright shadow looks. The Radioactive palette, some really, really fun bright tones that I don't really have anywhere else either. Keep that one. This one I'm going to let go of. I'm not a huge fan of purple, and a lot of these shades pull very similarly on me. It's just not completely my vibe. And I'm also going to let go of the Brunette palette. Ooh, I also have this little one, the Bride of Frankenstein. I have such a big love for this one too. There's a lot of fun looks you can create with this smaller palette. Ooh, I have this Makeup by Mario palette. This is the Ethereal Eyes. Really gorgeous. So a lot of shades that kind of are like the Moondust from Urban Decay, and these like softer neutrals. I gotta keep it. I have 3 Natasha Denona palettes. So I have the Glam, which is kind of like a cooler toned palette, the Retro, kind of a more berry warm, and then the Bronze palette. I really like the looks of these two. Not so much this one anymore. I'm gonna pass on the Bronze, but keep the Glam and the Retro. Although I'm not a huge fan of when I use these colors, but I feel like I should be keeping some of these colors. More Kaleidos, Sashimi City. I feel like I could let that one go. It's the Revenge of the Mustard Yellow again. Go without, but this one's really pretty for a more purple one. Like these are the purples I would actually wear. Very cute. I love this one. These are the bigger Huda Beauty palettes I own. So I have the Pretty Grunge, the Rose Quartz, and the Icy Nude. These are for sure my favorites out of all of the bigger palettes she's ever launched. I guess you can kind of see a common theme. I feel like they are kind of same but different in many ways, especially these two. I feel like these are the opposites of sisters, but they're still kind of similar. Like maybe they're twins, but one's like more girly, one's more edgy, but they still have a lot in common. That's my storyline I made up for these palettes, but I'm keeping all of these. I think if I were to rank them, maybe I should have been doing this, but if I were to rank them, Icy Nude first, Rose Quartz, then Pretty Grunge. And I think she's stopping these larger palettes too, so I feel like that inclines me to keeping these bigger ones too. Oh, I guess I don't have like that many eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to declutter of. I guess I just want to reorganize this. So I'm just going to call this video Organizing and Lightly Decluttering My Eyeshadow Collection or something. But these are my Danessa Myricks, whatchamacallits? Groundwork palettes. So these are cool. You can use them basically for everything, not just the eyes. You can use them on the cheeks, to sculpt, to blush. You can use them as lip liners and whatever your heart desires. So in here there's 2 formulas of each shade. So there's like a putty cream hybrid and like a classic matte eyeshadow. Really, really lovely to work with. I need to use them more as well. This is the other light work palette I was thinking about earlier. This one, which is so fun. You can split them up into 3 different palettes if you want. I'm not going to do the whole demonstration. I've done it before. I just fear I'm going to scratch one of these shades. But these are so gorgeous. Again, such a fun palette if you are someone who loves experimenting with textures and colors. Like these are unreal. I have these fun Sydney Grace palettes, Southern Spring and Western Summer. I love the color stories of both of these, like so fun. Again, muted olive tones and these brighter shades here. Ooh, I think the contrast in these are beautiful, keeping both of them as well. Now we have some other basically Holy Grail palettes. Aside from this one, I think I'm going to let this one go. Never touched it ever, and I've had it for a few years. I'm not a huge fan of like these pinky shades on me. For some reason, it looks good against like my green eye, but my skin tone just, I feel like it makes me look a little bit ill. But this is the first warm palette, which I love, but my favorite has got to be this one, the Major Dimensions 3. So I'm keeping 3, 1, but getting rid of 2. And then the last eyeshadow palette, which isn't really an eyeshadow palette, it's just like an empty palette with 2 Half Magic Beauty shades and then some Nabla ones. Look at this one, it's so, oops, so crazy. Look at that purple. That is like the witchiest purple shadow I've ever seen. Oh, and it kind of like transforms to green, cool. Always handy to have a little eyeshadow palette like this. And the Half Magic Beauty one is so cool. You can take out this mirror and like adjust things. It's kind of a really sick palette. I love it. This is madness to me. I hate looking at this. So I'm happy to dive in here and clean this up. In here is like basically potted liners, single shadows, glitters, just a bunch of randomness basically. First up, I have these little glitters. So this one's from MAC, these little stars. I have these stars from Anastasia Beverly Hills, as well as these hearts. I'm going to move these to my nail kit. I feel like I could use these more on my nails than on my face. And if I ever want to use these on my face, I know where to go. This is the Sugar Pill Lumi pigment. Such an icon. It's a really beautiful teal. And I think it was sadly discontinued, so I'm like using the least I can to swatch. Also can't access with my nails. But a really gorgeous like sea foamy teal pigment, keeping that. This is an eye gloss from Pat McGrath. I have held on to this forever, never used it once. It's a texture nightmare for me. I can't do like glossy lids. I know a lot of people love the look of it, and it's maybe fun for like one look, but I can't deal with it, so it's gotta go. I have so many Moondust singles. I feel like there's some repeat shades here. Cosmic and Cosmic, Rebel Star, Solstice, Wild Dipper, Space Cowboy, and Space Cowboy. Okay, I'll get rid of 2, but then I'll have the whole gang here. My favorite obviously is Space Cowboy, then it would be Cosmic, then it would be this one, Solstice, because it has kind of like one of those berry bases with a gorgeous blue shift. Lovely. This is a Fenty Beauty highlighter. It's in the shade What a Brat. It's a gorgeous pink, and I feel like I would use this more on my eyes than on my cheeks. Whoa, I swatched very aggressively there, but at least you'll get a good vision. It's so pretty. I need to use that. Now these 2 things are kind of nightmares for me. They're so messy. The Half Magic Beauty glitter pucks. I always keep them. I'm like, oh, sure, I might use that one time. But then I always drop them and make such a mess, so I just never open them again. But they are really pretty. They're kind of like a gel glitter. Oh, wow, that is so nice. Oh no, is it changing my mind? I went into these products thinking I'd declutter them, but now they're whispering in my ear to keep them. Okay, that silver's unreal. This gold pink, I feel like I have a lot of repeat shades across my palettes, like especially in the Danessa Myricks Lightwork palettes. I think the silver one's really cool though. So saying bye-bye to the pink one in the shade Dopamine Sparkle. I mean, that's named properly. It did give me a little bit of dopamine to see something sparkly. Maybe I'm part Raven. This is Cyber Diamond. These are some loose glitters from Makeup Forever. I have a really pretty duochrome green. This one is like a classic silver and a gold. I think I'm just gonna keep the green. I feel like I could get a gold glimmer or a white glitter somewhere else. I'm gonna keep this one. Starlit Diamond Powder in 106. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like I'm making a mistake now. I'm totally making a mistake. That is so gorgeous. I've had these seriously since 2019, probably even before, maybe 2018, maybe even 2017. I had these when I was living in Vancouver, but these don't go bad because they're just like dry glitter. So I'm keeping them, I can't. I have a ton of these little Charlotte Tilbury singles, the Pop Shot singles. I love these. Ooh, they're good. Emerald is just like such a nice green. Look at that. Damn. This one I could go without, like a chocolatey color. This one I really, really like. It's so nice and creamy, but glittery. Love that. And this one's like a different formula. It's not as glittery, it's more of like a satin, but it's kind of more unique. Since I got rid of that Melt Cosmetics purple shadow, I feel like all of them kind of looked like this. I'm going to keep this one. So keeping these four, getting rid of this one shade here, this kind of bronzier color. These are my Bodyography glitter pigments. These are unreal. If you like the Hourglass products that are kind of similar to these, you'll love these because they're like those on crack. I have the shade Mood and Celestial. I love the shade Mood. I don't know if it'll pick up in this light, but you can see there's like a million different colors in here. There's like blue, pink, yellow, green, glitter within this gorgeous bronzy shade. It adheres to the lid so well. Like these are some of my most special products. They must stick around. These I don't want to get rid of, but I feel like the age I might if it's like kind of gelatinous. Well, I guess they're kind of fine, but I feel like since they're liquid and I've used these for years, I should let them go. I have a variety of Melt gel liners. These are some of my favorite products ever. I'm going to open each one just to see the state of the product. And I do see I have some doubles here. These are like my favorite gel liners ever because they're so matte and easy to work with. Oh, I guess not. This one pranked me. It's not black. It's actually like a purple. That's really cool. Whoa. Very unique color. It's like a blue indigo kind of color. I think we're good. I think these are all good. Yeah. Onyx, my favorite. Spliff is a gorgeous brown. This one here, Burnish. Those would be my top three. These are just other fun shades. Okay, I need to wash my hands very badly. I'm getting everything so glittery. Oops, I missed these Spider-Man colors. The red, so fun. And this really pretty teal blue. Slate and Scarlet. Kind of same thing here. These are the Merit single eyeshadows. I really like using these for a variety of things, like as eyeshadow bases, eyeliners, or just one and dones. Really nice range of tones here. I'm not going to get rid of any of these. These are my my e.l.f. No Budge cream eyeshadows. Just gonna see the state of them. This one is kind of a fun one to use as a base to do like a lavender eye look. This blue is like kind of like too blue. These are really, really nice. These are super easy to work with, very pigmented. And then I just have like these simpler everyday shades, like a nice taupey neutral and like a nice coffee brown. Yeah, I'm keeping dim. I love these. Oh my gosh, the Cosmetics Dewy eyeshadows. These are unreal. They have such an interesting texture, very creamy and putty-like. Like look how intense you can get them to be. And they have such amazing stretch. Like gorgeous. But I like to really shear them out oftentimes, but it's still quite intense once sheared out. Like you can shear it out 3 times. I just found a mustard yellow from e.l.f. I'm gonna get rid of that. This is a really pretty Pat McGrath single shadow. I believe it came in a kit with that gloss I got rid of earlier. But it's like a really pretty multi-chrome. It goes from like a violet pink to like a really pretty teal blue, almost to like a navy blue. It's really gorge. This is like one of those shadows I find so hypnotizing. These are highlighters from Kaleidos, but I use them more as eye toppers. This one is kind of like a green to orange. Not really my favorite. I don't like that one as much. This one I think is the pink one. Yeah. Space Age Gifted. This is the one I really, really like. Yeah. So I'll get rid of that one, but I'm keeping this one. Now I have some more glitters here. I have these Makeup by Mario glitters. I have this bronzy one and just like the classic white. I'm gonna get rid of them. I prefer my Moondust shadows. The Dear Dahlia one in Polaris. It's like a lavender purple. And I have this Judy Doll one that's so pretty. I'm going to keep this one, but I think I'm gonna say bye-bye to the Dear Dahlia. It's kind of similar to Moondust, but it just has a little bit more of a variety of size glitter in it. So I think that's what really catches my eye with that, literally. And then this one is like kind of like, ooh, it is pretty. It's like a pink, purple, lavender. But if I'm going for like a topper, I think I'd go for that or that. So I'm still gonna get rid of Dear Dahlia. But this one from Judy Doll, so pretty. It's, I forget what it's called. Highlighting Powder 05, but I use it as an eye topper. I have so many like liquid glitter shadows here. Let's go through them all. This is from Violette FR. Really pretty red. I remember loving these during Christmas when I was doing a lot of burgundy eyeliners. So stunning, especially that one. That's a matte shade and it's in Café Serré. And this one, Paris la Nuit. Let's go through these Half Magic Beauty ones. So that was the teal, nice blue. I like the blue, not so much the teal. Really pretty. Ooh, a fun pink. I don't really use these kind of things often, but I feel like if I get rid of them, then I'm going to need one for a specific look, you know? That always happens, I feel like. This is a Danessa Myricks Twin Flames. Wow, that is crazy stunning. That's in Love Spell. Oh wow, that's lovely. I have a variety of these flower nose ones too from the Swan collection. Kind of like that pink better than the Half Magic one. This one's kind of sparse. Ooh, a MAC Dazzle shadow. I remember this one being very pretty. Diamond Crumbles. Yeah. Oh wow, that is stunning. 3CE. Kind of like a chunkier type glitter. Meh. I'm gonna say bye-bye. Urban Decay Distortion. Oh my god, I remember loving this for so long. I love that still. Like a nice lime green. Really pretty. Not that sparse either. When it looks sparse, it's just not hitting the light correctly. It actually applies quite evenly. Keeping that for sure. A nice silver one. Sometimes these are handy too if you want to enhance. That silver's gorgeous. Here's a nice gold. And oftentimes I use these things on my nieces as well, so gotta keep that in mind. This one's really pretty. It reminds me of like Snowfall. It's like a chunkier version as well. There's like a lot of different colors in there and sizes. Like a peachy pink. These ones apply very well. I can see why I kept them all. So I'm just going to get rid of these three. Now I have so many Danessa Myricks eye paints. Oh my gosh, I feel like I want to get back in the habit of using these because they're so nice. These ones are my favorites out of the ones I have, the Neon collection. I remember I bought this right away when it launched, but I think these were discontinued. Maybe she brought them back without me knowing, but these neon pigments, so fun to use. So I'm keeping that line for sure. I don't really like the shimmery ones, so I'm going to let those ones go. My favorite shade is Exposed, which is this one. That one was too light, and the second one, Nude 9, was too grainy. Guess I should check these. That one is also quite grainy. Ooh, that one's such a fun gray. It's like almost blue. Whoa! So much came out. Oh my gosh. Okay, black pigments are cursing me today. Wow, that's so pretty. Oh, what a red. What a red. Some of them were a little bit grainy, so I guess I should check my neons as well. Wow, so vibrant. Thank goodness the neons are okay. So I'm getting rid of these ones. Some of them are grainy and some of these colors I just don't really like. This looks so much better. I can see everything. I'm actually just gonna flip these upside down. Now I have eyeliners. I'm going to kind of time-lapse this, but I'm going to check each one, starting with the colorful shades. Game of Thrones? Oh my god. These are the ones that are going bye-bye, mostly because they're dry or they're just repeat colors. But the ones that stood out to me the most were the Nabla Cupid's Arrow or these $19.99 pencils. They're all so nice. I need to remind myself of these ones. They're so good. Can't believe I forgot about them. There's a ton of them on here. Like this shade here, these ones. There's like a few in here that are like so stunning. Now it's time for the neutral shades. I think this should be with the lip products. Cupid's Arrows from Nabla, you can use them all over. Lips, eyes, cheeks, whatever. I did pretty good there. There's probably a few of you wondering why I kept so many browns and blacks. Mostly because they're from different brands. Some of them are different formulas, different shades, different price points. Sometimes I like to do like full faces of one brand, so I like to keep that in mind as well. And the few shades that were accidentally like colorful, I just swapped to this other bin here, like this red, this blue, and a few of these other things. And here is the final drawer all done. It's much more organized now. I can see everything. I decided to just keep it like this because I can finally see everything. Everything has a house. But if I expand more, then I'll decide if I want to switch things up and put some other things in this drawer here. But I think this is pretty good. I think I'm definitely attached to my eye products more than I thought. I love to create fun eye looks though, so I really had to keep that in mind. Here's the final drawer. It's much more organized, it's cleaned, and it makes me happy. And here's everything I'm getting rid of today. So the palettes, and then the liners, and eye singles. And that wraps up this decluttering series. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you missed out on the past 3 parts, I will have the playlist listed down below. But that's going to be all from me, and I'll see you in my next upload. Bye!